So, I haven't done a Pearls of Wisdom in quite some time. I just haven't had anything that I wanted to really talk about. But something amazing happened about 3 weeks ago where I found my biological family. Yeah. For people who do not know me, I am adopted. I've known I was adopted since I was a little bitty girl. My parents never lied to me. They never kept that a secret, which I really appreciate because I never went through a moment of my life where I did not belong or I didn't feel wanted. I had my normal teenage years, my normal childhood years, and I had all those knowing I was adopted. And it did not waver, nor did it deter me from loving my family or wanting to be around my family. So for anybody that has adopted children or wants to adopt and they're pondering that thought of should we tell them, should we not, in my own opinion, for all intents and purposes, I'm glad I was told. I'm glad I knew. Because children are not stupid. They're just not. I can look at my parents and tell that they don't look like me. I can look at my siblings and see that they don't look anything like me. So by the time I got to 18, probably sooner than that, I would have been questioning things, like, God, whose nose do I have? Whose cheeks do I have? Whose mouth do I have? Like, children are not dumb. So the fact that my parents were very honest was the best thing ever because I never had to go through that doubt or that feeling. So I do believe that it's a good idea to tell your children that they're adopted. And then my mom and my dad told me the greatest stories about coming to get me. And, my mom doesn't like bridges and she had to go over like the Mississippi River to come get me in St. Louis. And she said she didn't even care at that point because she knew she was getting her baby girl. And like, it made me feel so loved because I was not just a mistake or an oops or whatever. Like, my parents went and got me, so they really wanted me. So yeah, it made me feel really good to know that. Of course, some children may not take it the same way. Some might be resentful, or they might feel like, why did their biological parents give them up for adoption? I know I went through that. I did. In my mind, I couldn't understand, well, was I not wanted? Did my mom and dad not love me? Did they not care? Like, I did. I went through that doubt. But the fact that my adoptive parents loved me so much that it put all those other kind of questions to like the wayside because I wasn't longing for love. I didn't need the extra love. I had plenty. It's just, those are just the natural thoughts that go through a child's head. And even an adult, So, yeah, to open up that can of worms could be scary. But I still believe in my heart of hearts it was the right thing for my parents to do. Especially now that I'm 37 years old and I just met my parents, my biological parents, and my biological siblings for the first time. Actually, I haven't even quite met them yet. I've only talked to them on the phone and seen pictures. And I've done FaceTime. But still, that's like amazing. It's amazing. So my story was June 29th, 2018. I was at work and I opened up a piece of mail that contained my original birth certificate. Yeah. I didn't even realize what I was looking at until I looked down further on the page and saw it had not Dolores or Leonard Laurie, but this totally different name. And I was just like, oh my God, this is my mom. A wave of emotions came over me that I cannot even explain. It was as if I was reborn again. It was as if I was just given the key to life. It was the best birthday gift I could ever get, because my birthday is June 30th. So, yeah, that was a big surprise. And right then and there, the first thing I do is I go on Facebook. Hello. I went to Facebook and I put her name into Facebook. Nope, she did not come up. Womp, womp, womp. But this guy came up with the last name of my mother. So, that was weird. That was interesting, but it didn't even faze me. So the next thing I did was I put her in Google White Pages. Bam. A person came up with her name, her exact name. Since my birth certificate told me how old she was when she gave birth to me, mathematics told me exactly how old she is. So once I found a woman with the same name, same age as my mom should be, I took a chance. So I paid $15. Yeah, I know, big spender, right? I paid $15 to basically open up her records, which was like the best $15 I've ever spent in my life. And this actually opened up her records for the last 20 years. So basically it told me all of her addresses that she's had since she was basically living. And the address on my birth certificate matched one of the addresses I saw on Google. So right then and there, I knew I had the right person. Now, my big thing was, should I call her? Should I not? Should I write her? Should I what? Should I just pop up? Be like, hey, I'm your daughter. I didn't know. I didn't know what to do. I even talked with my coworker, and she was like, this is amazing. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to call her. I waited 37 years to know this information. Why sit on this not another minute, not another second? So I called. A woman answered the phone. I asked to speak to my mom. I gave her the name. She said that she was not home at the moment, that she was at work. Well, talk about disappointing. But you know what? I was like, this wasn't meant to happen right now. I'll call later. So then 5 o'clock rolls around. You can imagine not one thing got done at work that day. Not a thing. So 5 o'clock hits, and I am sweating like a whore in church. I am so nervous. So nervous. So I get in my car and I call again. This time the woman was a little bit more perturbed because now she wants to know who I am. And I said, well, I don't know if this person wants me to give up her personal information. It's a personal matter. And the lady was persistent. She's like, who are you? How did you get my number? This is not her number. How did you get it? And finally, I was just like, hey, 37 years ago, this person gave a baby girl up for adoption, and I'm her. Well, this made the lady very, very, very excited. Like, she was like, oh my God, don't hang up. I'm going to get her. Please don't hang up. Just stay right there. Promise me you won't hang up. And I was like, I promise. So she goes away. And a few minutes later, she gets on the phone. And it's her. my bio mom. She's very even-toned, very relaxed, has a very smooth-sounding voice, kind of like mine. And she goes, "Oh, wow." And I'm like, "Hi, my name is Michelle. 37 years ago, you gave away a baby girl on June 30th, 1981. I am her. I don't want anything. I don't need anything. I'm not asking for you anything. I'm calling you today to let you know that I am alive. That the baby girl that you gave away is healthy. She had a good life. My parents loved me. And I want to say thank you. Thank you for doing something I know might have been the hardest decision of your life." That was hard for me to get out without getting emotional. But I did. I stayed strong. And she appreciated it. She said thank you. And it kind of went, oh wow, a lot. She also said that she knew this day would come. She just didn't know when. It was very pleasant. We talked, not about anything serious, not any big things, just kind of like, so where do you live? And just small talk, kind of. I could tell she was nervous. I was nervous too. She asked me if I knew who my father was, and I said I did not. So she gave me his name. She asked me if I knew my medical history. I said I did not. So she gave me my full medical background, which is something I really, really needed. Out of everything we talked about, that was probably the most important thing I got from her, because I have children now, and it's important for me to know my medical background for their sake as well, not just mine. So that was awesome. We got off the phone, and she started sending me pictures. Oh, I found out, oh my gosh, I have like 9 brothers and sisters. It's amazing. Between, the children that my bio father and my bio mom had, and then the children that my biological father had with another woman, I have so many siblings. Some that are full-blood siblings, some that are half-blood siblings, and some that are just siblings by marriage. So it's a large family that I'm adopting here, and it's a beautiful thing. Yeah. So that's where the journey began. And every day I am living life to the fullest. That has been the whole reason why I started this Pearls of Wisdom, because I wanted to do a bucket list. Well, this is one of the things on my bucket list. And out of everything I've done in the last 2 years, this is the most important thing I've done. Now, I have more to share on this story, but I'm going to break it up a little bit, because it will be like 5 hours long if I did it. But the next chapter of the story will be looking at someone for the first time, and I had their nose, their cheeks, their eyes, and this smile that I get so many compliments on, and told so many times growing up as a little girl how beautiful I was, and I had the most prettiest smile and the biggest cheeks. Everybody wanted to squeeze my cheeks. There are people out there, y'all, they got this face, this exact face. It's amazing. It's emotional, but it's amazing. So check in with me for chapter 2 of me discovering my family and my roots. I hope that this has been helpful to someone who maybe be adopted or considering adoption. So far, my journey has been on the positive end. Now, there might be some bumps along the way, but I'm willing to take that ride. So, tune in. Bye.